What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Road to Glory. I am your host, DJ Star _22. And this is my first stream. Really excited to get underway. If you don't know, what's on the screen right now is F1. So Road to Glory is all about sim racing. It's my story, my journey into this world, moving from, not necessarily a beginner, but moving from someone who's, curious to hopefully to someone who's really out in the pros. And so thank y'all for joining me this evening. And this is our test stream. And so we'll be doing our live stream hopefully by next week if all these kinks work out. So without any further ado, we're just going to jump into tonight's little series. I'm going to mix it up tonight. Originally, I had planned on sort of like doing a bunch of different, showing you a bunch of different of the sim racing games. But instead, one thing I love about F1 2021 is that it has some really great weekly events. And so we're going to jump in and we're going to do a weekly event. And I'm actually going to sort of give you a preview of what it's like, some of the episodes that we're going to be doing, where we're going to be actually breaking down certain techniques. And we're going to be learning about driving. So really, this stream is really for those who are interested in getting into sim racing, but also those who might have already started and want to try to figure out how to learn more. And I am by no means an expert, y'all. I am not an expert at all. And so this is learning for both myself and for you. And so if there's things that you all know, please, please, please feel free to share it in the chat. I'm going to do my best to read all the comments as they come in and share those comments as well. But yeah, this is really about an opportunity for me to learn just as much as you to learn from me. All right, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our first race. And so the weekly event for this week is in Australia. So we're going to check this out. And before we actually do the objective, which is down there on the lower left-hand side, driving is Kimi Räikkönen for Team Alfa Romeo. And our objective is to finish a third position or higher. So before we actually do that, though, one thing I like to do is practice. One of the first episodes that we're going to actually have is this episode where I talk about this idea of you have to learn how to go slow in order to go fast. And so I'm going to back out of here real quick, and we're going to go to solo and time trial. All right, and we're going to pick a car. One thing you'll learn about me is I am a huge fan of the one and the only. Oh man, I think I'm nervous because I can't even think of his name at the current moment. But hold on one second. Let me get to Australia. But yeah, I am a huge fan of Lewis Hamilton. So we'll be driving the Mercedes tonight. And so first things first is we are going to look at how the world has done in this. And so I've been driving for about 2 years. It'll be 2 years in December. And so one of the things I've decided to do is I wanted to really learn. And so I drive with no assist. And by assist, I mean there's ABS, which is the automatic braking, there's traction control, and there's also steering assist. And so I decided early on this year that I really want to learn how to drive a sim without any of the assist. And so we will actually cover we'll cover some stories and cover some lessons around braking and assist, and learning how to wing yourself off of those as well. So let's look at trying to find. All right, we're gonna go to this one, NSX Connor. So one thing I've learned to do is I like to not just drive, but I want to learn about the car itself. And so again, this is another thing that we'll talk about, but like having custom controls for your car. So right now we don't have any entries, and so we can use one of the presets. And so there's 5 presets. You have maximum downforce, increased downforce, preset 2, balanced, which means you'll have about the same downforce as you do top speed. And then if you want to go faster, but in order to go faster, you'll lose some of your downforce, which means some of your grip until you have increased top speed, and then you have maximum top speed, which also has the lowest traction grip. And so one thing I do, and I will actually use a program. I am a part of Hot Laps, which is a Driver 61 program. So shout out to them because they really have a really great telemetry program. And so I usually will use them, and that's something that I'll preview here and show you all. But what I do is I'll look at other people's setups and try to race in their setups. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. So I am going to select this, and then I'm going to load this person's setup. Say okay. All right. And also, if you look at the pace here, they're running at 118. I probably would not be running at 118, which is fine. But I also want to look at this setup just to see what they have. So let's go through that real quick. So aerodynamics, front wing is at 11, rear wing's at 7, which is pretty typical. Transmission 70-52. And we'll actually learn more about these. But right now I just want to just check it out because, see, the suspension. And so they're driving the car very loose and soft, which means I'm going to try it out and see how I do. But a lot of times when the car is this loose, it gets it gets away from me rather. And so we'll see what happens. The brake is at 100%, 57. I'm actually going to back this off since I am using no ABS. I don't want my brakes to lock, so I'm going to do it around 95%. And then, yeah, they're driving with the tires fully pressurized, and I'm going to take this down a bit. And this may or may not be to my advantage. So we'll see. All right. I actually want the front tires to be a little lower than the back tires. Okay. So we're not going to save this preset because we just want to see how it works. All right. So we're going to go out on the track and, yeah, take a drive. All right, so I'm actually going to slow down quite a bit because I know this track. I've done it several times. I can already tell that, yeah, this car has a lot of power. Oh, actually, one thing I want to do is also I race usually in cockpit. I try to get the most, real experience as possible. And then I just also want to make sure that, yeah, all of my assists are off. And the other thing, I need to camera settings is to Mercedes. Yep. All right, here we go. So we'll start out very slow because I want to try to see the track. Actually, I want to... if you hear thundering and lightning in the background, it's because it's raining where I am, which is also, I'm in New Jersey on the East Coast. I want to put the map up for right now because I want to be able to see certain areas. So, all right, so we're crossing the start-finish line right now. And I am going to be taking it slow. Also, I have on the gear recommendation. So I do know that this is usually a very, oh yeah, see, yeah, this car is definitely going to get under me. I can already tell. All right, here we go. So we got DRS right there. And it's a very sharp curve that I usually spin out on. So I know, I guess, let me back up so I can do some explaining. But we'll learn about this. So in braking, you always want to look for a braking point. I usually go between 150. The goal is to try to get as close to 50 as possible. So then I would probably brake here and I'll begin to ease up on my brake. And then make sure I hit this apex coming around. Now, I definitely have a tendency to spin out off of that that turn, and then I'm going to come quickly into here, and then there should be a DRS coming up, I believe. Another quick turn that will shoot me over here. And then here's another big turn. So again, I'm looking, most likely try to brake around here and then hit the apex and then turn in as well. And then I'll make my way to the inside. Another big turn. I love this straightaway because you can get so much speed here, but you also have to be very aware. So I usually brake around 50 here, and I let up. I mean, around 100, and I let up around the 50. And because you have to take this turn very tight, because if you go a little bit over the curve, then you're going to exceed track limits, and your time won't count. And then you have to quickly turn in here, and they just come out, and then there's a DRS here. Now, take the inside line, and I'll veer out here. I'll stop at that. I'll back up. So I'll stop at around 100. Those boxes, by the way, are the flag boxes, and I usually use those a lot in terms of for braking because for me, I guess if you can see if there's a warning or anything, then it's always in your line of sight, and so it's always good. And it's usually right before a turn because if there is an accident, they want you to know before you turn into it. So I usually use that the flag boxes a lot as a marker. So I'll probably brake around the 100 mark here. Oh, actually, let me switch views. I just realized I'm in the wrong view. Hold on one second. There we go. That's probably a lot better for y'all. So I'll brake there and then hit this curb for the apex and then come out. Another one, brake here at the 50. It's not a major braking because you're able to sort of ride this curve all the way out. But this one always gets me as well because it just sneaks up on you. So I'll brake here, and it is usually down to 2. And then come back in. And there'll be another DRS. And then we're back at the beginning. So I'm going to go a little faster now. Not all the way, but because I still want to make sure I'm learning the track. So as you can see, it says 5th gear here. So we'll go 5th. The next one is a 2. So we say we're going to brake right here. This turn is one of my favorites. You just sort of lift up off the gas a little. We're at a 4. Yeah, I am probably going to switch these settings because it is not friendly. 3. One of the things about braking as well that I've learned is you always try to brake in a straight line because that'll give you the most grip. And then when you turn, you also don't want to put the gas on because you want to have the same grip for turning. And then as you come out, you give it more gas, and that will prevent you from either oversteer or understeer. Oh, that should be a 6 gear. Okay. And then you jump all the way down to 2. You come around. Try to get around 4. Around there. Alright, let's see what we can do. So 134. That's not bad. Ooh. Break way too early on that one. And actually, this setting is not too bad. All right, so we're in the 130s. It looks like. Let's see if we can jump this down to 128. Ooh. The beeping, by the way, is the gear. It tells me, ooh, that was a horrible. Can't talk and drive. The beeping, though, is the lets me know when I'm supposed to be switching. Eventually, I'll turn that off, but what I've learned is each iteration of F120 has a certain RPM that you need to switch at in order to get the best speed. I slid out there. Well, I was going to beat my time, but spun out. It happens. Okay. Uh, I can definitely break a lot later on that one. I just got to remember to do it. Ooh. Really try to push the limit on that one. All right, 127. Let's see if we can do 125. Ah, there it goes. Gotta remember. All right, so we have 127 still. I'm going to stop here. Okay, so normally what I would do next is I would look at the telemetry, but I don't have that pulled up, and but it's cool. Um, I definitely will have it pulled up when we go live without the practice. But yeah, so normally I will look at the telemetry, and then from there see where I can work on, especially when it comes to like braking, and I'll compare my telemetry readings to others. I'm usually around 7 seconds behind the max pace, and so if you can recall, let's go to the garage again. Max pace or to be on pace right now is like at a 118. And so I would probably work and work and work until I got it down to as close to 125 as possible. And then, and that's where I pretty much I live for right now, is around the about 7 seconds behind, between 7 to 10 seconds behind the average pace. And so with that being said, I feel pretty comfortable. I've known this track for quite some time. I am going to save the custom setup because I do like it. It actually handles a lot better when you go faster, so that's good. So let me save that real quick. Alright. So actually, I'll type it in. If I spell it wrong, don't charge it against me, guys. Australia, Mercedes. All right. All right. So now we're back out of that. And let's go do this challenge. So one of the things as we build on this stream that I would love to do is I really want to make it as interactive as possible. And so I would love to, find out what is some of the things that you guys are interested in learning or interested in seeing. The other thing is we'll start out with F1 because that's probably my favorite game right now. But I play a set of Corsa Competizione, and so we'll definitely do that one as well. Just looking at this and looking at all of my times, it looks that like the theoretical best for me would have been a 126.965, and so again, that's a lot closer than what I usually am. If you notice that the person that's behind me or that I was chasing is using all the assists and wasn't using the custom setup. And I guess I could have probably showed you all what that would look like because I could have done the same thing. I'm not sure if my time would have been better or worse. Actually, let's find out. We have some time to waste, so I'm not in a rush. So yeah, let's I'll turn on the assists. And then also I won't do a custom setup this time either. So based on how that was, I'm going to increase my top speed, but I do want some downforce because there are some turns there that are kind of hairy. All right, and now let me turn on these assists. So we'll do low on braking, we'll do medium on traction control, and then the steering assist will be off. All right. And so my goal is to see if I can get better in my time, which, you know, I might because I'm still learning how to drive without assist. Here we go. Braked a little too late there. Braked way too late there. I'm driving a little reckless right now. Could have braked a lot sooner on that turn, and I would have had more speed going into that turn. So that actually put me behind because of that. But we'll do it again. Braked too late again as well. And I lift a little too early on that one too. This turn is so deceiving. You think it's coming a lot sooner than it really is. All right, I'm a flashback on that, which won't count, but I was doing such a good job. I'm gonna get cut off anyway. So this lap is not gonna count. That's what those black and white flags mean. But my time did improve, 1:26. That's a much better turn there. That turn was way too late. I was thinking that was the other turn your brain really moves fast in this game. But it's definitely fun. This is how I got hooked on sim racing because it's like you're thinking 1,000 miles a minute. And your adrenaline's pumping. It's just the greatest feeling. And that's a much better time, much closer than my typical. Yeah. All right, we'll do this to the last lap. So, I would love to show the replay on that because I took way too much of the curb. Hold on 1 second. Let's rewind this. Let's get a better angle. Let's do this angle. So, I mean, I knew I was taking a lot of risk in trying to do this. So I know I took a lot of curb. Right there. Let's see. Let's see if I can get a better angle. All right, let's change the camera. All right, this one probably do the best one. I'm feeling very confident right there. And right there, it was way too much. I should have, actually I didn't even take any curb. What I should have done is I just turned way too in too soon. Let's see. With a lot of speed. I think I probably had my foot still on the gas, which is one of the lessons that you should learn. So right there, I already knew it was over. And then yeah, and then that curve right there. So I should have been a lot closer to the apex, right? And if I was a lot closer to apex, I would have straightened out a lot sooner, and I wouldn't have been that far over into the curb. And so now that all of my tires are pretty much not on the road, I lost all the traction and spun out. All right. Well, actually, let's go here, right there. That's a good one. So there, I lifted up. I probably shouldn't be downshifting right there. I need to be a little more confident in myself in the car. I mean, still not too bad. I'm pretty sure it's like 126 as well, 127. So it's not too bad, but like I said, this is where I usually live. And I'm okay with that for right now. It is a work in progress. And thanks to this this stream, I'll be playing a lot more. So I should be able to improve a lot more. So right now the theoretical is 126.2, and I did a 126.4. So not bad at all. And those were the assists I used, and of course didn't have a custom setup. So so yeah, so there's that. So let's go ahead, and now we're going to take on the challenge with 15 minutes left. Oh, I'm back in that mode again. Hold on, guys. So I do know one of my lessons is to remember to keep switching the camera to the right position or the setting. All right, so before I do that, I need to switch my stuff back off because I want to stay true to what I do. All right. All right. So right now I have it on medium. I'll bump it to, let's just do 110 is the highest you can go. I am definitely not there, but I'm working my way. A lot of leagues, that's where they require you to be. So for this, let's try 55, you know. And I'm gonna do high. All right, that's medium flashbacks. Even if I do crash, I probably would just restart it because they penalize you or they take points away if you use flashbacks on these challenges. And so my goal is to try to get as many points as possible. Oh, and it's raining. Oh boy. We should have practiced in the rain. I didn't know it was gonna rain. All right. The rain is my enemy. All right, here we go. Oh, and we are starting from the beginning. I am going to do a custom car setup, and I'm going to use the mod that we already had. Even though I know it was for Mercedes, it should still technically. Oh, it was also for dry. Okay, so we did that, and now we need to go in. And we'll see how we do. All right, here we go. Lays a yellow flag out. I'm driving extra precautious. Oh, got in a wreck. Uh, all right, see, this is what I mean. So I'm going to restart that session. Now that I sort of got a feel and an understanding of what it is that we have to do, and it is raining. Yeah, we'll see what happens. The takeaway from tonight is always check and see what the conditions are. Well, that's good. So it sounds like we'll definitely have a pit stop. Yeah, I don't. Whew, okay, okay. Yeah, this is a challenge. This is definitely a challenge for me. I don't do wet tires. So I'm actually going to switch my setup back to balance. And see if we have some luck here. We'll flash back on that. We're gonna get this right, guys. I promise you. And if you have some pointers about how to drive in the rain, please, I'm all ears. Oh. All right. Break early. That's what I'm learning. So we're gonna break at the 100 meter right here. Yeah, that's much better. See, it's all about learning. Probably should break early there too. All right, either we're gonna stage the greatest comeback ever, or it's just gonna be one of those nights. Oh, I'm out of flashbacks. What do y'all think? Let's see. The time is it's 5 till 9. Well, what can I say? I definitely need to work on racing in the rain. This has been a lot of fun. I actually didn't think that it was going to, be this short in a sense. In my head, I was like, man, what am I going to do for an hour? But I guess when you're driving, you're having fun, right? I will definitely conquer this. This would be a goal of mine, is to figure out how to drive the best way in the rain. A lot of studying. There's some videos I always watch, and I'll be sharing that information with you all as well. But I just want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. It's been great. Please, share, subscribe, and definitely tell more people about this. Like I said, this is a space where I'm learning just as much as hopefully you're learning. And so it's a community, and that's what I want to build, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So if all goes well, I will see you all next week. The goal is for us to do these broadcasts, these streams on Mondays and Wednesdays from, I believe, 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. I have to get the right time on Mondays and Wednesdays. So, shout out to Init Esports for sponsoring and presenting this. Just love the fact that I'm able to partner with them. And so, check them out at initesports.com. All right. So, see y'all, I guess, next week. All right. Peace. Take care.